How to use Instagram in 2021, and how do we actually use Instagram as musicians this year to grow our music? Hey guys, I'm Charles Klein, indie musician and producer. So if you are an indie musician as well, you're making music and you're trying to get more streams, you're trying to market your music, then this channel is for you. So please subscribe and stick around. Let's talk about how we can use Instagram this year to grow our music. And I want to break this video down into two parts and then go into each of these sections. So the first part is about using Instagram as a tool to convert people who are already in our net, who are already in our audience. So let's do part one. And part two is using Instagram to try and grow our audience. So more top of funnel marketing growth of trying to find people who haven't heard of us yet. This is how I would think about Instagram in 2021 and the years ahead. This is a marketing funnel here, and this is standard marketing funnel across all industries, where you have the top of the funnel where it's awareness, and then the bottom of the funnel are people who are like really digging your stuff and they're purchasing things. So in order to get people at the top of the funnel, we need to use channels that have organic reach. And this is what I was saying. Instagram doesn't really have that strong organic reach anymore. So you can't really rely on Instagram as your only tool on the top here to get awareness. You need to be leveraging other tools that have high organic reach. Think of Instagram as like your conversion piece, even your consideration piece, lower in the funnel. That's part one of the video. And then the second part of the video is how can we use Instagram as this awareness funnel. Throughout this video, let's use my Instagram account as an example, and we'll take a look at the stuff I'm doing, and you can get some of the ideas from this. In order to use this piece as like your conversion tool, well, one, you need to have that link. It's really important because that's where our conversion link is going to be, and we can track this link and how many people click on it. And then the other thing is content. We're going to want to have a really cool profile picture that tells exactly who you are in an instant. So probably your face, maybe you're playing guitar or playing piano if you're a musician. Have a really solid populated grid of content that's recent. As soon as you see a dead profile, people will lose interest. So try to have a post within the last week that you've posted on the grid, and then try to always have something going on in the stories. Kind of not great if you don't have that cool little purpley pink ring around your profile picture if someone comes to it. Immediately, unfortunately, people think it's dead. I think of this when I go to someone else's profile. I'm like, oh, they don't story. They must not use Instagram. They must not be working. Even though you are probably working really hard as a musician, writing songs, doing all this work, it looks kind of like you're not doing anything because you're not posting. And unfortunately, we need to find the balance as musicians to constantly be working on our craft and songwriting and producing and performing and getting our songs out in the world. But we also really need to keep on top of just like posting your content on Instagram. And if you're worried like, oh, this is so exhausting, I hate posting content, it's so hard to think of cool things and what to do, here's a good thing to think about this. Instead of just like constantly trying to create stuff, just document stuff of what you're doing. If you're writing a song that day, take a picture of your notebook, writing a song, cool song, can't wait to share it with you. Doing some emailing Spotify playlists. So that's a big rule to this part one of this section is document, not create. You can see here my profile. I have my story here, and my story is me in the studio. So that took about 10 seconds to do, and I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to like create or design any post. Just documented what I was doing. Here is my feed, me working at home. This is the art of my new song coming out, me playing guitar, a live picture. So I'm just documented. Another thing at the top here, I have highlights. So this are different singles that I have that have come out, and then I have like a Canadian tour highlight where I can go in and someone can look at all the highlights from the Canadian tour, for example. This is me like going out to the airport or something. The idea is if you have all the purple pink ring of what you're documenting, have that there, and you can be using this as your conversion tool. Hey, this is my conversion tool, right? I'm not trying to build a new audience with this. I'm just trying to get my current audience, my 4,000 followers, to go check out my single on Friday. Just reminding them gently, using it as a conversion tool. Gently, every so often, a post. Have some new music coming up. Maybe a post once in a while, have some merch. Maybe go check it out if you're interested. Not like using it like a super sales tool. Go do this all the time, because it's a balancing game between your audience of like feeding them enough free content that's good, funny, and entertaining, and then once in a while pitching them something. Can you buy this? Can you do this? Can you give me something in return, because I've been giving you guys all this free great content. The last thing about part one is being part of your community of your followers. So go through your own home feed once in a while and like other people's photos, especially those who are following you. Follow some people that follow you and like their photos. Comment on their photos once in a while. You don't have to schedule time to do this. Do this once in a while. For me, if I'm sitting on the couch watching a show, or like I got a free 10 minutes, I'm at the doctor's office or wherever, pull out your phone, 10 minutes, liking some photos, commenting on some photos. It goes a long way. Also, Instagram is like a messaging machine. You can do one-on-one messages. You can do one-on-one voice messages too. So leverage that. Send messages out. Reply to people that follow you. You can immediately send them a voice message saying, 10 seconds, voice message, thanks for following me. Like, where did you find me from? Maybe ask them that just to get some data. And then they might reply saying, I found you from YouTube when you posted that video, or I came across your song on a Spotify playlist. It's good to get that data input, because then you can see what's working. So that's part one, and how I'm going to use Instagram in 2021 as my this is what I'm doing conversion tool. Let's get on to part two now, where we talk about, instead of like doing the constant stories and constant content, like the maybe somewhat exhaustive daily level work of Instagram, how can we use Instagram as to get that awareness level of the funnel? How can we still use Instagram with its limited organic reach to find people who haven't heard of us before? So their newest product is Reels, which is basically TikTok in a way, just videos on a vertical screen where you can swipe up and just watch a ton of short videos, 30 seconds max. So because Reels has such a massive audience of people just watching hours upon hours of videos every day, of short videos, Reels is still a way to get organic reach. And so I've been experimenting with Reels recently, and I'm going to do a Reel for my next upcoming single, because, for example, Reels is right here on this play button, and I have a Reel here that I released just a couple days ago, 691 views. And I wonder how long the actual view growth will continue for. The first day was like 200 views, the next day was about 300. So it's getting, between 150 and 200 views a day. So I expect in the next week it will be into the thousands, and then we'll probably tail off. My regular posts that I post on my grid average about 100 likes, maybe 200 views, because it's just being pushed to your direct audience. That's what the conversion tool is about. That's part one, right? It's just being pushed to your direct audience, as your stories are. But Reels, Instagram pushes that to the Reels page, where there's much more engagement and much more attention. People are more on that Reels page than they are on the Explore page, which makes a lot of sense why this Reels video has 691 views. So try doing a variety of videos on Reels that is not all about pitching your stuff, but more about telling your story, making something entertaining that you'll want people to come back and convert to follow you, because this is 691 people that mostly hadn't heard of me before. So this is like the first time they're seeing me, so they're hearing my voice, they're seeing my guitar playing. If they like it, hopefully they would come back and follow, and then you use your stories and your posts as the consideration and conversion piece of the funnel. But you're using Reels as that top of funnel growth to get people in. But you're saying, yeah, what about hashtags and what about the Explore page and stuff? Sure, do hashtags, do try to get on the Explore page. Obviously there's still potential to get reach through stories, and if you're geotagging and doing all this stuff, but it's much less. And the time that you would spend trying to hack that and get through top of funnel growth with stories and Instagram posts is not worth your time versus going and doing the same thing on YouTube or TikTok, for example. So don't spend the time trying to get reach just through stories and Instagram posts. If you want to use Instagram for organic reach, use Reels. If you're an indie musician and this video was helpful to see what I'm doing with Instagram, and please subscribe, because we can do this together. You can share what you're working on in the comments. I'll try to help you. Give me any feedback that you have in this video, and we can kind of work on our indie music careers together. So please subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.